I think the commercial opportunity is the fact that there are a lot of smokers out there, especially adult smokers under 30, who will go through several stages of brand switching before they form their preferences. And even if they do form their preferences, they're not necessarily going to be loyal to one brand. About 28% of Swiss smokers and about 47% of UK smokers actually have a repertoire of brands they may choose from, and they will switch regularly between those brands. Shopping behaviour is an interaction between the store and the consumer themselves, and what's happened is that the consumers learnt to behave this way. They have what's called a script response. When they actually enter a store and they see the cigarette counter, they automatically go into a script behaviour. And I can describe what a script behaviour is. It's a routine behaviour that gets developed over time. So like driving a car, if you see a red light, you'll automatically put on the brakes and go through a whole sequence of behaviour subconsciously without thinking. As soon as cigarette consumers see that counter, they automatically go through the script behaviour. At best, this means they ignore the visual display entirely and just ask their brand. At best, they actually only look at the display of cigarettes or any communication for about a second. So they can only take in so much, and usually it's very little information. Currently, the journey from the petrol pump, if you're in a petrol station, to the counter is made by 80% of all shoppers. They go straight to the counter. But the problem is the counter is actually creating that script experience. What we want to do is get shoppers into the body of the store. Currently only 20% of convenience shoppers go there. If we can get more cigarette shoppers into the body of the store will benefit because they'll buy other things too. I think the main barrier to communication is the way we're actually doing things at the moment. The POP communication really isn't cutting through to influence consumer behaviour. I've done work with both Diageo and Coca-Cola, and we find that if you change retail design to respond to consumer needs, that they can actually get quite a large uplift both in sales and market share value. Simply because they're now actually being much more sensitive to the way that shoppers want to shop in a store, and they're having less walkaways, which means people are postponing purchase, and more incremental purchases and basket spend. Now, I strongly believe tobacco is absolutely no different from a can of Coke or a Diageo. Yes, there's higher levels of loyalty, which makes it a bit harder, but essentially the same techniques can work, but we've got to believe they will work. Albert Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if we want different results, we really have to engender change.